So it's official. Damian Lillard has been traded. Finally, the saga finally comes to an end. Damian Lillard in a place that I had only speculated in fantasy, but in the last several days had heard nothing about. All the speculation was coming that Damian Lillard in Toronto was a possibility. Damian Lillard to the Miami Heat was still a possibility. Damian Lillard to the Boston Celtics was still a possibility. And yet, none of those teams in the Eastern Conference come away with Damian Lillard. You now have the pairing of Damian Lillard off arguably the best season of his career with Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Milwaukee Bucks uniform. Wow, this is so much to get to, so much to talk about. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell the people where you like getting your favorite NBA content here on the Swipe It Gang platform, y'all. And this is humongous news. This is league-altering news. This is league-shaping news. This changes all of the odds for the upcoming season. Now, if you knew and saw what happened last year at the Milwaukee Bucks, they flame out. They go down 4-1. Drew Holiday has another bad offensive series versus the Miami Heat. Chris Middleton is almost nowhere to be seen. And they win one game in the series because they shoot, basically make 25 threes over the course of a game. But then outside of that, they didn't do anything else. They couldn't stop Miami, couldn't score with Miami, and just it wasn't enough. And so now you get an opportunity to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, a consensus top 2 player in the NBA, top 3 player at the very least in the NBA, and you get to send him to the Eastern Conference with Damian Lillard attached to him. They still have Pat Connaughton. They still have Brook Lopez. They still have Chris Middleton. They still have Bobby Portis. They still have more than enough to be able to create maybe the most formidable team in the Eastern Conference. That's going to cause a lot of issues for anybody they face on a regular season night, but also especially in a playoff setting. Just to think these pick and rolls between Damian Lillard and Brook Lopez, Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Milwaukee Bucks, they like to take three-pointers, and Brook Lopez, one of the best three-point shooting bigs in the NBA, they will have a tremendous amount of opportunity to get some real great looks up. Damian Lillard averaged 32 points a game last year and was well over 63% true shooting for most of the season. Incredible pull-up shooter. He can get to the rim, and now you get to replace Drew Holiday with Damian Lillard, and again, to set the stage for perhaps, maybe, arguably, could it be the best team in the NBA this upcoming season? This is humongous news, y'all. So here are the full details. Here are the full details of the deal. The Milwaukee Bucks, this is per Shams. The Bucks get Damian Lillard. The Blazers are getting Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Kamara, and the 2029 first-round pick and the Bucks pick swap. And the Suns get in on the deal by getting Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. This is an all-around good deal for all teams involved, I would argue. First off, obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks get the best player in the deal in Damian Lillard. And then on top of that, the Blazers are picking up Drew Holiday, who was an all-star last season. They're also getting DeAndre Ayton, who is one of the best young centers in the NBA, getting a nice depth piece in Toumani Camara. And then you're getting a 2029 Bucks pick, and you're getting a pick swap. So in their mind, why would the Blazers do this? They get a young center they have control of for years to come. That way you get Scoot Henderson, you get Scoot Henderson, you get Anthony Simons, and then you get Shaedon Sharpe with Jeremy Grant and now DeAndre Ayton. This is a really good get for the Blazers from an asset accumulation in the form of players. I think Drew Holiday could be on the move. I would be looking out. My first guess would be the Clippers here. I think the Clippers would be the most notable spot for Drew Holiday. The Lakers could shore up some cap space and get him as well. The question I had for myself immediately is, do the Denver Nuggets have an opportunity to get in on this deal and to get Drew Holiday? I don't think so. This would require them basically shipping out Michael Porter Jr. They don't have the assets to be able to do this. Aaron Gordon and KCP basically would make around the contract side that they would need to ship out, again, unless it was MPJ and KCP plus whatever else that the Blazers would also throw back in that deal. That would be the only way I could see that happening. Now, Calvin Booth obviously loves defense, loves two-way players. I doubt that is a move that he would make, but I think that Drew Holiday makes a lot of sense for a lot of teams, man. He's a really, really incredible player, really good player. I think that, again, the Clippers make the most notable of sense, due to Miami Heat. Can they turn their attention elsewhere? Does Drew Holiday fit them? Drew Holiday with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Is that another option for them to go to? The Phoenix Suns obviously already got Bradley Beal. The Golden State Warriors obviously already have CP3. The Sacramento Kings, do they get in on it? There's plenty of teams. The Memphis Grizzlies, some of you think that the Memphis Grizzlies might be a good deal for what they're looking for. But right now, what we do know is that having Damian Lillard, having Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, and Pat Connaughton, that arguably gives them the best starting five in basketball. Very, very close to having the best starting five in basketball. This is humongous news. I think that if you are a Denver Nuggets fan, this is absolutely a potential matchup in the NBA Finals. This is absolutely a potential matchup in the NBA Finals. And obviously, a lot of things need to go right for both teams. But, man, what a get. What a get for both of these teams. This is a lot, man. I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm a Milwaukee Bucks fan, I'm very happy with what I see. If I'm a Milwaukee Bucks fan, I feel very good about what I see. I think that this is going to be an opportunity for the Bucks to take the next step. And I mean by the next step, by actually make a real solid run throughout the entire Eastern Conference and then eventually set up a matchup with whoever comes out of the West. Again, Damian Lillard, one of the best offensive players in the NBA, perhaps had his best season of his career this last year. And then giving him Giannis Antetokounmpo, a top three player, by far the best player that each of these players have played with over the course of their career. By far the best player that each of these two players have played with over the course of their careers. There's a lot to be talked about. There's a lot to be had with this deal. And I think this is going to be a really exciting opportunity. I think Nurkic going to the Phoenix Suns, I think that could be good for them. They have another opportunity to have another center on the roster, but they're getting Nasir Little as well and Grayson Allen, it looks like. So they got some nice depth pieces to operate with the rest of that roster. I don't know how much better that makes them. It does give them some more viable pieces, but I'm not sure how that makes them better from a basketball standpoint. But I'm sure they're going to find a lot of different lineup variations that they can utilize in order to make that work. But this is a big deal for the NBA as a whole. Giannis Antetokounmpo gets Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard gets to play in a market that he, on year one, game one, gets to compete for an NBA championship. And so this is everything that Damian wanted. This is everything that Giannis wanted. Giannis was hinting at the fact, the organization, are you sure that you want to continue to win, that you want to continue to take the next step in the right direction and to win a championship again? And this is how you do it. You give him the best player he's ever played with. You give Damian Lillard an opportunity to go on a tremendous run with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And again, yes, to answer this question, Ayton did get moved. Ayton is now going to be a Portland Trailblazer. He goes there with Drew Holiday. And they have an opportunity to move either one or both of those players or keep them and to develop a veteran roster around Shaedon and around Scoot and Anthony Simons with Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, and Jeremy Grant. And honestly, as a top six, that's not bad, especially given how you want to navigate younger teams that they're getting older and advancing into their career and trying to figure out the game of basketball. So really, this is just an incredible trade all the way around. Winner for Damian Lillard. I think Portland wins this by giving the assets. They didn't get the first-round picks you would want, but they got the players that they can turn into something else if they wanted to. I think that by far, obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks won this deal, getting the best player in the deal and having another top 13 player to pair with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then also keeping Giannis. Maybe this gets Giannis to sign his extension that he'll be eligible for next summer. So that's huge news for the Bucks. Really a franchise-saving move for them. in the long run. And then obviously the Phoenix Suns, they get off DeAndre Ayton and what he was for that culture. Yusuf Nurkic is a much worse defensive player. They're going to have a very difficult time stopping anybody. I can tell you that right now. The Suns already had a difficult time stopping anyone, but they're going to have a very difficult time with their roster construction stopping anyone. And Drew Eubanks is there. Drew Eubanks played with Yusuf Nurkic in Portland, so we'll see how that center matchup goes. But, y'all, this is a really big deal. And the big fallout for this, obviously, that everybody recognizes, is for the Miami Heat. This is a huge fallout for them. They absolutely whiffed on Donovan Mitchell. They absolutely whiffed on Bradley Beal. They absolutely whiffed now on Damian Lillard. And they lost Gabe Vincent and Max Strus in free agency, got Josh Richardson. And now you're basically saying Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler with Josh Richardson, Kevin Love, and some other pieces, including Duncan Robinson and Ty Smith. That is going to be the roster they're carrying into the season. And again, I still think they can be a highly competitive team. They could even make a finals run if everything breaks their way again, as it did last year. But now the Milwaukee Bucks, Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Chris Middleton, Pat Connaughton. And then you have the Boston Celtics, Kristaps Porzingis, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Malcolm Brogdon still on that roster with Robert Williams. And then now, obviously, the way that the East is shaping up, depending on what the 76ers do, they still have James Harden and Joel Embiid on their roster with Tyrese Maxey and PJ Tucker. So the Eastern Conference is extremely top-heavy. It's not great after that, but there's at least now 4 teams, if not 3 teams for real, that you can see making an NBA Finals run and also winning an NBA Finals given the matchup in the Western Conference, y'all. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Is it Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks trade a big deal for you? What do you think this does for Giannis and his future with Milwaukee? What do you think this does for the Milwaukee Bucks as they are getting ready for perhaps another championship run? Swipe again. Y'all know what time it is. We are here. You know we got a lot of stuff coming on this NBA season. Shout out to Locked On Nuggets. Shout out to Mile High Sports. Shout out to the Swipe Again. We are all over the place now. We're going to continue to get bigger and better every single day. So Swipe Again. I will see y'all on the other side. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Damian Lillard.